The movie was alright, but it definitely got sprinkled with that Marvel formula. I'm gonna start off right away by saying that the movie was enjoyable. Not gonna lie, it definitely took a turn from what I was expecting, but I'm not like the biggest fan of the Predator Alien franchise, but I definitely enjoy the movies. The last one I saw on Hulu was, I think, Prey, which was pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. This movie definitely took a different spin than what I was expecting. I was in there with Shorty, and we definitely agreed that it was more of a lighthearted movie than we thought it would be. You already know, man. This is Predator. This stuff is gory. This thing is about action and combat, as you see here. Definitely has a lot of that. It fulfills that role very nicely. This was a cool scene in the film, and I think that it's just important that we remember that these projects get put together by these big film industries, and if it has a formula, man, they're gonna use it. The biggest call that we know to the franchise is the fact that the Yautja, Predator, that their race is known for taking on the biggest threats in the universe and taking them down. We know that. We love that. Where there was a twist in this film is that this one is about the weakest Yautja. His name is Deck. It's my boy right here running through the grass. He is the runt of the litter of the entire tribe, and he gets sent on this journey to go and take down pretty much the biggest threat in their recent universe. It was a solid standard movie, standard script. Where there was the biggest change here is that we're not seeing him succeed with brute strength. This film is about the power of friendship. Y'all already know, bro. Y'all know what time it is. So where I say that this film got sprinkled in with the Marvel formula is just, it's a hero story. So you go from zero to hero. Check. Standard. You get a sidekick who's witty and funny. Check. All right, good. And then the biggest thing that is now standard in the formula is you need the little cute critter that brings all the comedy to the film. I was not expecting this, man. I was not expecting this. I thought that we were gonna see hands, blades, and little laser beams exchanged between different races and all that. I wanted to see how they were gonna switch it up. They proved me right. They switched it up. This film is gonna be affected by my own personal bias. I'm just so over the Marvel formula. Again, the movie is decent. There is good combat. There is fighting. There is gore. So at least that is pretty standard in the film. This is your spoiler warning. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the movie as we go through the slideshow. So you've been warned. Yeah, you got the loving assistant that's gonna help out. You got the main threat of the universe facing up against our boy Deck. When I saw this, all I could think about was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, bro. Go, go, Power Rangers. And then, and then the explosion in the back, bro. Come on. He nailed that. He nailed the pose. He did that. Top tier technology on this planet. They handle that pretty quickly. And then, a lot of stuff that we see from the trailers. I want to address this. I'm not going to lie. Some of y'all may notice this only because you saw my review. When you go to the film, count how many times he roars. Tell me how many times he has a victory screech. And count it up and please put it in the comments. I need to know. I told my girl, I was like, yo, he had to let off at least 10 victory screeches. Not all of them get off completely, but he begins them. And I was expecting them at every corner of the movie. So please, count how many roars you see. We're going to see it right here in the gallery. I promise you that. 99 pictures. Let's go. Yeah, space stuff, monsters, fire fit. Okay, so I've been clicking here for a minute looking for some IMDb pictures, and it's just everything from the runway and from the premiere. Super happy for them. This is cool, but where are the movie pictures? And then now look at the rest. It's all just flyers. So I'm just going to tell you, the movie was decent. I don't really have much to say. I was expecting a little bit more of the alien kind of theme. Yeah, it was Predator, but with the splash of Marvel, Disney all over this. In the film, they even censor it a little bit when you think about it, because instead of, Deck killing humans, he's killing cyborgs. So little sentient beings. So there's no human blood. There's just animal blood. Ultimately just fighting robots. He finds his partner Thea, who's a little cyborg on his back. And, she guides him. She's smart. She's quirky. She brings the energy. She brings the jokes. Standard stuff, man. Standard stuff. The thing that defies the expectations is that it's a Predator movie, not a Marvel movie. So not just act like it's a Marvel movie. You're gonna go in there and you're gonna know what's up. The movie was okay, bro. Popping it into the millimeter, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I just think that it's all right. 6.5 if you feel like being spiteful. Doesn't matter. Movie was solid. I think it's worth watching. Don't pay for IMAX. Yeah, it was decent. It was decent. That's all I got to say. Peace.